Dangerous reptiles in Iowa, a growing threat to communities and farmers. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Iowa, a state you might not expect to be home to some seriously dangerous reptiles. But believe it or not, these creatures are becoming a growing threat to local communities and farmers. From surprise encounters in barns to damaged crops and injured livestock, the impact is real, with medical bills sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. So what exactly is going on here? Are these reptiles native or are they invasive? How are Iowa's hard-working farmers coping with the rising danger? And what steps are being taken to protect families, pets, and farmlands from these unexpected intruders? If you want to learn how Iowa residents deal with these fierce threats, no, not crocodiles, but snakes and other aggressive reptiles, then drop a comment with the number 1 and let us know your thoughts. Crocodile Farms and the devastating impact of floods in Iowa, known for its rolling plains and agriculture, is now making headlines for something far more dangerous. Crocodiles. Yes, you heard that right. The state is home to several massive crocodile farms raising these powerful reptiles for their skin and meat. But in June 2024, disaster struck. A historic flood swept across parts of Iowa, destroying farm infrastructure and unleashing hundreds of crocodiles into nearby rivers, lakes, and even residential zones. Music rises. The situation turned deadly in early June when a group of residents enjoying a peaceful boat ride on Savo Lake was suddenly ambushed by crocodiles. Trapped and terrified, they fought back with oars and anything they could grab, barely making it to shore alive, and it didn't end there. In the days that followed, authorities reported multiple crocodile attacks across the region. While reported property damage totaled just $30, the real cost came in the form of fear, trauma, and growing concern. This chilling incident has forced the community to confront a harsh truth. Crocodiles, once safely caged on farms, are now a roaming threat. As local leaders scramble to contain the crisis, residents are demanding answers. How did this happen? Could it have been prevented? And what is being done to protect families, farmers, and pets? If you think crocodile safety should be a top priority in Iowa, drop a 1 in the comments and join the conversation. Because the next attack might be closer than you think. Crocodile Farms and the devastating impact of floods in Iowa, known for its rolling plains and agriculture, is now making headlines for something far more dangerous. Crocodiles. Yes, you heard that right. The state is home to several massive crocodile farms raising these powerful reptiles for their skin and meat. But in June 2024, disaster struck. A historic flood swept across parts of Iowa, destroying farm infrastructure and unleashing hundreds of crocodiles into nearby rivers, lakes, and even the situation turned deadly in early June, when a group of residents enjoying a peaceful boat ride on Savo Lake was suddenly ambushed by crocodiles. Trapped and terrified, they fought back with oars and anything they could grab, barely making it to shore alive, and it didn't end there. In the days that followed, authorities reported multiple crocodile attacks across the region. While reported property damage totaled just $30, the real cost came in the form of fear, trauma, and growing concern. This chilling incident has forced the community to confront a harsh truth. Crocodiles, once safely caged on farms, are now a roaming threat. As local leaders scramble to contain the crisis, residents are demanding answers. How did this happen? Could it have been prevented? And what is being done to protect families, farmers, and pets? If you think crocodile safety should be a top priority in Iowa, drop a 1 in the comments and join the conversation. Because the next attack might be closer than you think. State regulations and wildlife management strategies for crocodile control. Faced with a growing crisis, the Iowa state government is taking bold steps to confront the threat of escaped crocodiles. Head-on. In partnership with the Iowa Wildlife Conservation Foundation, officials have rolled out a series of strict but effective regulations aimed at managing and reducing the crocodile population. Before things spiral further out of control, music rises. These new policies include advanced tracking systems to monitor crocodile movements in real time, the establishment of controlled hunting zones in high-risk areas, and financial incentives for farmers who actively participate in wildlife management efforts. But not just anyone can take part. To ensure safety and effectiveness, all participating hunters must obtain a valid hunting license, which requires passing a written exam and a hands-on skills test. This guarantees that only trained individuals are allowed to operate in the field. Additionally, specific hunting permits are required to access high-risk zones such as the Des Moines River and Savado Lake, where crocodile sightings and attacks have been most frequent. These measures signal a serious shift in how the state views wildlife control, turning reactive chaos into proactive strategy. But the work has just begun. Will these efforts be enough to keep Iowans safe? If you support stronger wildlife control and community safety, drop a yes in the comments and let us know what you think about the state's new crocodile policies, hunter responsibilities, and strict compliance with crocodile hunting regulation script. When it comes to crocodile control in Iowa, hunting isn't just a job, it's a serious responsibility governed by strict regulations to protect both people and the environment. Every licensed crocodile hunter is required to meet rigorous standards. This includes providing proof of valid insurance and passing a comprehensive background check to ensure they have no prior wildlife violations. These safeguards are essential in maintaining the integrity of the state's conservation efforts. And the consequences for breaking the rules? Severe non-compliance can result in fines of up to $500, loss of hunting privileges, and even legal action. That's why accurate reporting of each crocodile caught is not optional. It's the law. Hunters are also expected to go beyond the basics. They must maintain their equipment in top condition, protect themselves and others during operations, and ensure that their actions cause no harm to the surrounding ecosystem. Because in this high-stakes effort to control an invasive and dangerous species, every detail matters. These regulations aren't just red tape. They're a critical part of keeping communities safe and ensuring the ethical, effective management of Iowa's crocodile population. If you believe that responsible hunting saves lives, drop a tia in the comments and show your support for those risking it all to protect the state. Crocodile population decline and the demands of skilled hunting. Between 2021 and 2022, Iowa saw a significant decline in its crocodile population, dropping from 4,500 to just over 3,200. While that may sound like progress, the reality is far more complex. This reduction is not accidental. It's the result of highly specialized, dangerous work carried out by trained crocodile hunters, individuals who face extreme risks every time they step into the field. Tracking these apex predators is no easy task. Crocodiles are stealthy, aggressive, and incredibly dangerous. Successful hunting requires a deep understanding of reptile behavior, the ability to read subtle environmental signs, and the skill to approach without being detected. Each hunt can stretch anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, often in swamps, riversides, and other harsh terrains. It's not just about precision, it's about stamina, focus, and unshakable nerves. Only those with exceptional physical endurance and mental toughness can handle this level of pressure. One mistake could mean serious injury, or worse. These hunters aren't just protecting people. They're managing a delicate balance between public safety and wildlife conservation. So the next time you hear about a crocodile being captured, remember, behind every number is a dangerous mission that demands real courage and skill. If you respect the work these hunters do to protect our communities, drop a T in the comments to show your support. Firearm regulations and safety protocols for crocodile hunting. When it comes to crocodile hunting in Iowa, firearm safety isn't just a guideline, it's the law. Strict regulations are in place to ensure that every hunt is conducted with precision, control, and respect for both human and animal life. Hunters are equipped with carefully selected weapons, typically .308 Winchester rifles or 12-gauge shotguns, chosen for their long-range accuracy and ability to deliver quick, humane kills from a safe distance. But these aren't personal weapons. During hunting season, firearms are issued by authorities and must be returned immediately after use. This system ensures accountability and helps maintain a high standard of safety in the field. And when the sun goes down, so do the rifles. Nighttime crocodile hunting is strictly prohibited, and for good reason. Limited visibility not only increases the risk of missed shots, but also puts hunters and bystanders in danger. Flashlights and moonlight are no substitute for clear vision when facing a deadly predator. That's why state-issued permits clearly state hunting is allowed only during daylight hours. It's about safety, control, and protecting lives, both human and animal. So where do you stand? If you believe firearm hunting, when done responsibly, is essential for public safety, comment with the number 2. If you think it's time to explore other options, leave a 5 in the comments. The debate is real, and your voice matters. Bow hunting and the thrill of pursuing crocodiles. While firearms are a common tool in crocodile control, some hunters choose a path that demands even greater skill, patience, and nerve. Bow hunting. For these hunters, it's not just about the outcome, it's about the challenge. Bow hunting crocodiles is a test of accuracy, timing, and silence. There's no room for error. Hunters must move quietly through thick brush and murky waters, waiting for the perfect moment, usually when a crocodile is resting or surfacing, to release a single, powerful shot, equipped with specially designed arrows capable of piercing the crocodile's armored hide. The hunter must aim with absolute precision and strike with speed to ensure a clean, ethical kill. This isn't just hunting. It's a dance with danger, a display of raw instinct and refined skill. And when it all comes together, when the arrow hits its mark, the thrill is unmatched. It's a moment that highlights not only a hunter's mastery, but also their deep connection to the wild, to the environment, and to the raw reality of nature itself. So, whether you're a fan of modern rifles or the primal precision of the bow, there's no denying, crocodile hunting is not for the faint of heart. If you respect the ancient skill of bow hunting, drop a T in the comments and let us know your thoughts on this high-stakes pursuit. Trapping crocodiles and the debate over invasive species management. In the battle to control Iowa's rising crocodile population, trapping has become a critical tool. Alongside licensed hunting, it plays a key role in keeping these powerful predators from overwhelming local ecosystems. But not everyone agrees with the approach. While wildlife officials argue that trapping is essential for invasive species management, working in tandem with formal hunting strategies, animal rights advocates see it differently. They claim that trapping is not only inhumane, but also risks disrupting the balance of nature. Critics argue that the stress and injuries caused by traps are cruel and unnecessary, pushing for more ethical, non-lethal methods to manage crocodile numbers. And there's more at stake than just animal welfare. Some activists fear that legitimizing Crocodile hunting and trapping could unintentionally fuel illegal markets, including the black market. Trade in crocodile skins, a global industry already under scrutiny. So now, a serious debate is unfolding. Are we protecting communities by keeping crocodile populations in check? Or are we crossing ethical lines in the name of control? One thing's clear. This is more than just a local issue. It's a question of how we treat wildlife in the modern world. If you support trapping as a necessary strategy, comment with a T. If you believe in more humane alternatives, drop a H below. Your voice matters because this debate is far from over. Regulating crocodile skin trade and promoting sustainable farming practices as concerns grow over the ethical and environmental impact of crocodile hunting. Attention is shifting to a new solution: stricter regulation and sustainable crocodile farming. To protect both wildlife and legitimate businesses, authorities must take decisive action. This means implementing tightened regulations, including rigorous inspections of crocodile skin transactions and robust tracking systems to verify the origin and legality of crocodile-derived products. Transparency and traceability aren't just best practices, they are essential in stopping the flow of illegally sourced skins into the market. Meanwhile, some innovators are turning to a more controlled approach, farming crocodiles for profit, not just for skin, but also for high-quality meat. This method emphasizes sustainability, animal welfare, and economic opportunity. By carefully selecting crocodiles with traits like adaptability to captivity, high reproductive rates, and premium skin and meat quality, farmers can reduce the pressure on wild populations while meeting market demand. But success in this industry doesn't come easy. It requires deep expertise in genetics, breeding science, and quality control to ensure humane treatment and top-tier products. In the end, sustainable farming, paired with strong enforcement and ethical trade practices, may offer the balanced path forward. If you believe crocodile farming should be ethical, traceable, and sustainable, drop a I in the comments to support responsible innovation in wildlife management. Wild boar hunting in South Korea. Defending farms, protecting communities in South Korea. Wild boar hunting isn't just a tradition. It's a mission of protection. What began as an emergency response to a rapidly exploding boar population has now become a vital part of defending rural life. These aggressive animals destroy crops, damage property, and pose serious threats to both farmers and wildlife alike. For local communities, every hunt is about more than just population control. It's about preserving livelihoods, protecting food supplies, and keeping families safe. With teamwork, precision, and respect for nature, hunters are stepping up to face this growing challenge head-on. Are you ready to join the fight? If you stand with those defending their land and their future, drop a 1 in the comments and show your support. Together, we're not just hunting, we're protecting what matters most. Escalating wild boar damage and urban invasions in South Korea. South Korea is facing a growing crisis, and it's coming from the wild. In 2024 alone, wild boars caused over $250 million in agricultural damage, tearing through crops and devastating farmlands. These highly destructive animals become even more aggressive during breeding season, when their rampages slash crop yields and destroy months of hard work in a single night. Music builds, but the destruction didn't stop at the edge of the fields. In September 2024, wild boars made a shocking leap into urban areas. Reports flooded in from cities like Seoul and Busan, where wild boars stormed residential neighborhoods, destroyed gardens and parks, and damaged public infrastructure. The result? An additional $40 million in urban property damage, including shattered green spaces, ruined businesses, and costly repairs to roads and utilities. This isn't just a rural issue anymore. It's a national emergency. As wild boar populations continue to grow unchecked, the threat to both agriculture and urban life intensifies, demanding immediate action, smarter strategies, and stronger policies. If you believe it's time to protect our communities and restore balance, drop a T in the comments and share your thoughts on how South Korea should respond to this escalating wildlife invasion. Government initiatives and the high cost of wild boar population control in South Korea in an effort to curb the rising threat of wild boars. The South Korean government launched a series of large-scale hunts aimed at reducing the population and protecting farmland and urban communities. But while the intention was clear, the execution revealed serious cracks in the system. In December 2024 alone, more than 60 hunters were injured in wild boar attacks, many of them severely. The cost? A staggering $8 million per hunter in medical bills, emergency care, and compensation, placing immense strain on both families and the state. Music builds. Experts suggest that these injuries weren't just bad luck. They were the result of poor training and weak oversight. Many hunting organizations have been criticized for inadequate preparation, lack of standardized safety protocols, and lenient licensing requirements. When undertrained hunters face aggressive, territorial animals like wild boars, the consequences can be deadly. This crisis highlights a pressing question. Are we sending hunters into the field without the tools and training they need to survive? If South Korea is serious about wildlife control, then investing in proper training, stricter regulation, and smarter strategies is no longer optional. It's essential. If you believe hunter safety must come first, drop a in the comments and join the call for better protection for those on the front lines of this fight. Spring traps and the push for humane wild boar management in South Korea to combat the rapidly growing wild boar crisis. The South Korean government has turned to one of the most effective and widely used control methods, spring traps. These traps are equipped with a powerful gripping force designed to securely capture wild boars without causing unnecessary harm. Strategically placed in mountainous terrain and rural borders, where wild boar activity is highest, they are positioned to minimize risk to humans while maximizing effectiveness. Music builds subtly. The official hunting and trapping season runs from October to February, during which the government targets the removal of millions of wild boars threatening agriculture, ecosystems, and even urban spaces. To date, over 500 high-powered spring traps have been deployed nationwide as part of this coordinated effort. Supporters argue that these traps offer a controlled, targeted, and efficient way to reduce the wild boar population, especially in areas where hunting with firearms poses safety concerns. But the debate continues. Are spring traps a necessary tool for protecting farms and communities? Or do they raise ethical concerns about animal welfare? We want to hear from you. If you support spring trap use as a safe and effective method, comment 2 below. If you believe we need more humane alternatives, comment 5. Your voice matters, and the future of South Korea's wildlife strategy may depend on it. Hunter training and the power of legal traps in wild boar control script. In South Korea's ongoing effort to control the wild boar population, hunter training is key, especially when it comes to mastering one of the most reliable tools in the field, the legal trap. Before they're allowed to use these traps, hunters must complete intensive training programs that focus on proper setup, placement strategy, and safety protocols. These traps aren't just powerful. They're precisely engineered. Here's how they work. When a wild boar is caught and attempts to break free, the legal trap's grip automatically tightens, making escape virtually impossible. This smart design ensures a high capture rate, but it also comes with responsibility. Because each trap can only hold one animal at a time, hunters must closely monitor them. Regular checks are essential not only for animal welfare and trap efficiency, but also to prepare for the next opportunity. In the world of wild boar management, success depends on more than just tools. It requires discipline, patience, and deep respect for the process. Every trap check isn't just a routine. It's a critical moment, a chance to stay sharp, stay ready, and protect South Korean communities from an escalating threat. If you support well-trained hunters using effective tools like legal traps, drop A in the comments to show your support for smart, ethical wildlife control. Humane trapping, a game changer for communities battling wild boars in South Korea. A new approach to managing wild boars is delivering incredible results, and it's doing so without cruelty. The use of non-harmful traps has emerged as a humane, effective solution for controlling wild boar populations, and the success speaks for itself. In just 1 year, regions like Gyeonggi and Cheongjeong provinces have seen their wild boar numbers drop dramatically from around 8,000 to fewer than 2,500. That's not just a win for conservation, it's a win for farmers, families, and entire communities. With fewer wild boars destroying crops, agricultural yields have surged and crop quality has significantly improved. Farmers are no longer fighting to save their harvests, they're watching them thrive. But the impact goes beyond the fields. Thanks to reduced damage and lower costs for protective measures, local incomes have risen by an average of 15%. That means more money in the pockets of hardworking families, and a higher quality of life for everyone. This humane strategy proves that we don't need to choose between ethics and effectiveness. With smart planning, we can protect both livelihoods and wildlife. If you support humane wildlife management that benefits people and the planet, drop A in the comments and help spread the word about this powerful success story. Spring traps, fast setup, high impact, but responsibility matters when it comes to controlling wild boars in South Korea. Spring traps offer a fast and highly efficient solution, but success depends entirely on how responsibly they're used. Setting up a spring trap takes just 1 to 2 hours when done properly. It's a relatively quick process, but one that demands precision. A poorly placed or loosely secured trap can result in missed captures, allowing wild boars to step over without triggering the mechanism, a costly mistake in high-risk areas. That's why hunter responsibility is key. To ensure each trap remains functional and effective, hunters are required to inspect their traps 2 to 3 times a day. These regular checks are not only essential for capturing wild boars, they're also vital for safety, animal welfare, and keeping the trapping process humane and controlled. Spring traps may save time, but they don't eliminate the need for diligence. When set correctly and monitored closely, these traps play a crucial role in protecting crops, reducing wild boar invasions, and safeguarding rural communities. If you believe smart tools and responsible hunting go hand in hand, drop A in the comments and support ethical, efficient wildlife control. Incentives and accountability. South Korea's strict approach to wild boar hunting to combat the wild boar crisis. The South Korean government has adopted a strategic balance of incentives and enforcement, rewarding responsible hunters while cracking down on misuse. As part of this initiative, hunters can now earn up to $200 for every 10 wild boars captured, a powerful incentive that not only motivates participation, but also supports communities on the front lines of this growing problem. However, with this reward comes responsibility. Hunters who use traps for unauthorized commercial gain or violate safety and ethical regulations face serious consequences, including fines of up to $5,000 and even the revocation of their hunting licenses. To maintain transparency, and ensure accountability, every hunter is required to report the exact number of wild boars captured. This real-time documentation helps the government track progress, prevent illegal activity, and make data-driven decisions. For future management efforts, this approach is clear. Reward what's right. Penalize what's wrong. By combining strict regulation with smart incentives, South Korea is working to protect its farmlands, ecosystems, and citizens while promoting ethical, sustainable wildlife control. If you support a system that rewards responsibility and punishes abuse, drop a Tay in the comments and help spread awareness of South Korea's proactive wildlife strategy.